So as you might know, we have a breeder poultry farm. We have about 3,000 parent stock. Those are breeders for layers. Now, we've done quite well to maintain them at that number, considering it's my very first time raising parent stock. We haven't had any issues with things like disease, which could be like the worst thing that could happen to you, especially if you're raising a breeder farm, because you don't want your offspring, the birds that you're going to be selling, to get infected, or the birds that you're going to be using on your farm to get infected, because some diseases get transmitted right through the egg. So generally we've done quite well, and currently you can actually see the chicken structure right there in the background. It's a big one. That's a poultry house that can take up to 10,000 breeder birds. Now, breeder birds are spaced quite differently from normal commercial birds. They need about 5 birds per square meter. That's for layers. So at the beginning of December, we expect to have hatched our very first batch of these birds. And the very first lot, like I've already told you guys, I'm going to give away. So 20 lucky people are going to get these birds. Now, I've changed the format for which I'm going to use to give out the birds. No, I'm no longer going to have the guys come and line up, because we want to give the people some time to prepare. So I'm going to be telling you guys about the format of giving them away very soon. And then a week later, we shall have our birds ready for selling. So those of you who want to purchase some of these birds can actually go ahead and book right now. We haven't officially opened, but for you guys, the YouTube viewers, you can actually book. So I leave an email in the comment section where you can start the booking. Now, of course, in order to hatch chicks, you need an incubator. You need to put those eggs in an incubator. That means you need a hatchery. And yes, guys, we've already ordered for incubators. Actually, we expect them to arrive on the farm very soon. In about a week maximum, they're going to be arriving on the farm. And in 2 days' time from now, we're going to start collecting the eggs that we're going to be using to incubate. Currently, we are not keeping the eggs for incubation because they hadn't reached the target weight. Like I've told you guys, quality is key for me. So we shall not just hatch any kind of eggs. No, we want to give you guys the best of the best. So right now is almost just about the time where we can start incubating the eggs. So now I know you might be wondering, where on earth is the hatchery? We haven't seen you build a hatchery or prepare a hatchery. How are the eggs going to be incubated? Well guys, we are building it, and here it is. This is the site of the hatchery, guys. Okay, relax. Now I know you're confused. You're thinking, I'm going to start collecting eggs for hatching next week, but then the hatchery site is not prepared at all, like we are literally just starting. And guys, yeah, I understand. The thing is that we couldn't get ready in time. There's just too much to do around the farm. You know, we had to build the chicken house and get done with it. And then we had other structures we had to prepare. And then we had to build the hatchery. It's going to be a big, huge mega hatchery. So despite the fact that the incubators are coming even before we start setting the eggs, we actually don't have the hatchery structure ready, and that means you're going to be renting incubator space at a commercial hatchery somewhere. We've already inspected the hatchery and it meets the standards for us. We know it's going to be clean enough, it's going to be perfect, it's going to meet our needs, and hopefully we shall only need to use it for 2 hatches, you know. Probably by mid-December or at least end of December, we should have our hatchery ready. Now, let's go and take a clear look at it, guys. First of all, the hatchery is located well far away from the poultry unit because you don't want them to be very close. You see, what happens is that from the hatchery, the eggs are going to be going off the farm. So a truck will have to be coming in to pick the eggs and go out the farm. The hatchery needs to be as close to the entrance as possible. That way the truck that keeps moving out doesn't come any distance to the rearing unit, you know, to the place where we raise the chickens from and where the production comes from. So it's quite some distance away, at least half a kilometer away. And then the hatchery, guys, is really big. We've tried to make it as big as possible because our dreams are big, you know. If you're going to be doing something, how about you do it big? How about you have big dreams? You know, you could start small, but when we start expanding, we don't want to have to build another hatchery. So the hatchery is actually going to be 60 by 40 meters. Oh my God, that's really big. And you can imagine how on earth we think we could be ready for such a construction by, you know, end of December. Of course, we shall not be ready by the end of December. That's impossible. So that means, despite the fact that we've built the foundation for the entire area, we've decided that we're just going to build a third of the structure first. So since it's not going to have windows or anything like that, literally it's just building 4 walls, laying the foundation, putting up pillars, and then building 4 walls, and then we can start using that space. We can put the incubators in and start using that space. And while that is being used, then we can start expanding out and building the rest of the area. It's going to take quite some time, guys. Like I've already said, the foundation has already been built, and you can see the holes where the pillars are going to be built. They're really, really huge, because they're going to be supporting a really huge roof. So we need a very strong foundation. All that is going to have, the huge stones over there and then concrete in there. But because it's really, really expensive, we've had to build the smaller section first. So what's happening currently is that they are pouring the pillars over there. And once they're done with pouring the pillars, we shall lay the slab down and then build the 4 walls and then put a slab on top, a concrete slab on the top, and then we can start using the space. And then when the birds start being sold and money starts coming out, that way we can now have more money to expand into the rest of the structure, build out the rest of the structure, and have a mega huge incubator complete. So we have 2 mixers being used currently to mix the concrete, because we are making lots and lots of concrete. 2 mixers, a smaller one and a bigger one. It's a few days later, and thus far we have come. Not too bad if you ask me, honestly. So we've managed to put up all the concrete pillars, nicely built. Can you see them? Nicely built. They're very, very smooth. Everything comes out really, really nicely. And they're quite high, 3 meters high. You can see the concrete foundation that we put. So we have quite a number of pillars, and they are spaced 5 meters apart. 12 pillars in this direction, that's for the length, and then 12 pillars for the width. That makes it 60 meters in length that we've so far built, and then 20 meters for the width. That's just for the beginning part of the building. So the rest of the structure, we just have holes dug over on that side. That we shall do later on. So now that we've already laid this, what's left is that we need the excavator. We've done a small pause because we don't have an excavator around, or a grader, something that will help us dig and make this flat. So that will reduce the amount of concrete that we actually do need to put down. We need some kind of machinery. We are expecting it very, very soon. So if you do believe in prayers, please pray for me. We laid these using this. This is plywood, guys. This is plywood, made from plywood. Oh my God, it's so effective. It's perfect. If you want to build your house, I would advise this. You use plywood and then just pour the concrete in there. You form the shape, pour the concrete in there, of course with metal bars to increase on the strength. The only thing that's currently left is putting the walls around. It's going to be 4 big walls and then maybe a small separation in between. We shall see about that. And then pouring a concrete slab at the top. That's going to be most of the work. Pouring the concrete slab on the top over an area of 60 by 20 meters. It's going to be quite some work. For now, I think we've done quite well. Not perfect. Farming is never perfect. I'll actually make a video about that. But you do the best that you can with the best that you're availed with, and you can get the best, the very best out of it. The incubators that we're going to put in here are actually quite big incubators. They're about 6 by 2 meters. That's really, really long incubators. Each one should be able to take up to 50,000 eggs that can be set at once in one incubator. So that gives us a lot and a lot of working space. And of course, if need be in the future, we shall be able to get more. You understand that at FarmUp, quality is priority. That's why we're building this way. We could have chosen to build using simple, regular materials. But we want something that lasts. Number one, we want something that won't disturb us. Number two, we want something that will offer the very best quality when it comes to chicks. We want enough space in order to be able to work. We want enough aeration, just to make sure that we don't have any disease and have the environment controlled in order for us to get the very best quality out of it. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye.